Golden Bachelorette Guy Gansert dishes on bond with Charles L. October 13, 2024. Charles Ling was only on Golden Bachelorette for a short period of time, but he made a huge impression. Fans were devastated to see him get sent home in the latest episode. His friend and fellow suitor, Guy Gansert, dishes on their bond. Golden Bachelorette viewers sad to say goodbye to fan favorite. When the Golden Bachelorette started, fans were expecting Kelsey Anderson's dad, Mark, to be the fan favorite. While he is one of the favorites, no other suitor charmed fans as much as Charles Ling. The retired financial analyst, 66, was still mourning his late wife, but hoped to find love with Joan Vassos. In one of the show's most heartfelt moments, he asked fellow contestant and doc, Guy Gansert, some questions about his wife's death. He was unable to move on because he didn't understand why her mouth was bleeding if she died from an aneurysm. Shocking details about Guy Gansert's past have since come out, but fans praised him at the time for the honest and gentle way he answered Charles L's questions. Despite fans loving him, things didn't spark between Charles Ling and Joan Vassos. She sent him home in week 4. The Golden Bachelorette Instagram shared Charles Ling's exit interview that was ambushed by the other men who wanted to say goodbye to him one more time. Check out some of the comments from fans of the show about Charles Ling. Best season ever. Amazing to watch genuine drama-free mature men bond. Love Charles and all these men who showed America you can do a reality show with no drama by supporting one another. Charles was the sweetest man. I'm enjoying the Golden Bachelorette so much more than the younger version of the Bachelorette. The men are so much more mature and forgiving of each other. Charles was such an unexpected treat for all of us. His wave was so cute and so sweet the highs came out for one more hug. What an incredible group of men. Thank you for the best season ever. We love you, Charles. Make Charles the next Golden Bachelor. Charles is my everything. This show is so heartwarming, and Charles was such a delight and my favorite of the season. I hope we see more of him in some capacity. Charles was my favorite bachelor and was sad to see him go. Guy Gansert dishes on bond with Charles Ling. Fans weren't the only ones sad to say goodbye. Guy Gansert took to his Instagram after Charles' exit to share a heartfelt post about their friendship. Everyone is going to miss Charles L., especially yours truly. He is exactly who you have come to adore and more. I was honored to be able to have a chance to help him move forward to be able to love again. I will cherish our friendship forever. What will you miss the most about Charles Ling? Sound off in the comments. In a season filled with emotional moments, one contestant on the Golden Bachelorette stood out not only for his vulnerability, but also for the deep connections he made with his fellow suitors. Charles Ling, a 66-year-old retired financial analyst, captured the hearts of viewers with his kind nature and his efforts to find love after the tragic loss of his wife. Though Charles' journey was cut short when Joan Vassos sent him home in week 4, his brief time on the show left an indelible mark on both fans and contestants alike. One of those contestants, Dr. Guy Gansert, shared a special bond with Charles, and their friendship touched viewers as much as the search for love did. In this video, we'll dive deep into the powerful bond between Guy and Charles, the fan reaction to Charles' exit, and why his departure has sparked a movement to make him the next Golden Bachelor. Section 1. Charles Ling's journey on the Golden Bachelorette. When Charles Ling stepped onto the stage of the Golden Bachelorette, no one could have predicted just how much of an impact he would have on the show. Initially, fans were focused on other suitors like Kelsey Anderson's dad, Mark, who was predicted to become the season's frontrunner. However, as the episodes unfolded, it was Charles who emerged as a fan favorite thanks to his quiet strength, humility, and heartfelt openness about the loss of his wife. Charles' grief over his late wife was a central part of his story, and viewers watched as he bravely attempted to navigate the dating world again. His candid conversations with fellow contestants, including a memorable one with Guy Gansert, gave viewers a glimpse into his deep emotional struggles. In one touching moment, Charles confided in Guy about his wife's death, expressing confusion and lingering pain over the traumatic details of her passing. His vulnerability resonated with fans, many of whom were moved by the raw honesty of his journey. Yet, despite the emotional connection he made with the audience, Charles' romantic connection with Joan Vassos never quite materialized. In week 4, Joan made the difficult decision to send him home. While Joan and Charles had mutual respect, the romantic spark just wasn't there. However, Charles' exit was anything but typical. The other men, clearly affected by his departure, surprised him by rushing to give him one last hug and bid farewell, a testament to the strong bonds he had formed within the house. Section 2. The Golden Bachelorette fan reaction to Charles Ling's exit. Charles Ling's exit from the Golden Bachelorette did more than just shock fans. It deeply saddened them. His gentle demeanor, coupled with his sincerity, had won over a significant portion of the audience, many of whom took to social media to express their sadness over his early departure. Comments flooded the Golden Bachelorette's Instagram post featuring Charles' exit interview, with fans calling him the sweetest man and praising his ability to showcase vulnerability without drama. One viewer wrote, "Charles was the sweetest man. I'm enjoying the Golden Bachelorette so much more than the younger version of the Bachelorette. The men are so much more mature and forgiving of each other." This sentiment was echoed across numerous platforms, with fans lauding the season as the best yet, largely due to men like Charles who brought maturity, depth, and authenticity to reality TV. Other fans took their support even further, advocating for Charles to become the next Golden Bachelor. "Make Charles the next Golden Bachelor," one commenter wrote, a sentiment that was shared by many. The outpouring of affection for Charles speaks to how beloved he became in just a few short episodes, and it's clear that viewers aren't ready to say goodbye to him just yet. Section 3. Guy Gansert and Charles Ling's bond. One of the most memorable aspects of Charles Ling's journey on the Golden Bachelorette was the close friendship he formed with fellow contestant Guy Gansert. While the show is primarily about romance, the bonds between the men in the house often take center stage, and Charles and Guy's friendship was no exception. Guy, an ER doctor who has since faced some personal controversies, was a comforting presence for Charles throughout their time on the show. In a particularly poignant moment, Charles turned to Guy for answers about his wife's death. Charles was haunted by the fact that his wife's mouth had bled during her final moments, something he couldn't understand given her cause of death, which was an aneurysm. Guy's calm, compassionate response helped Charles find a measure of peace, and the moment became one of the most talked-about scenes of the season. Following Charles' exit, Guy took to Instagram to express his sadness over his friend's departure. In a heartfelt post, he wrote, "Everyone is going to miss Charles L., especially yours truly. He is exactly who you have come to adore and more. I was honored to be able to have a chance to help him move forward to be able to love again. I will cherish our friendship forever." The post was met with an outpouring of support from fans, who were touched by the deep connection between the two men. Their bond was more than just a fleeting reality TV friendship. It was a genuine connection that transcended the show. Fans were quick to praise both men for their emotional maturity and the way they supported each other through difficult moments. Section 4. Why Charles Ling deserves to be the next Golden Bachelor. The calls for Charles Ling to take on the role of the next Golden Bachelor have only intensified since his exit from the show. While the Golden Bachelorette has done an excellent job of showcasing mature love stories, Charles' quiet strength, vulnerability, and the way he approached the process with sincerity set him apart from the other contestants. In a television landscape that often prioritizes drama and conflict, Charles was a breath of fresh air. He represented the idea that vulnerability and emotional openness are strengths, not weaknesses. Fans have made it clear that they want more of Charles, and many believe that he is the perfect candidate to lead the next season of The Golden Bachelor. Not only would Charles bring a depth of emotional experience to the role, but he has already proven that he can form meaningful connections with the men in the house. His ability to connect with others, coupled with his genuine desire to find love again, makes him an ideal choice for the franchise. Conclusion: Charles Ling may have been sent home from The Golden Bachelorette, but his journey is far from over. His story resonated with fans and contestants alike, and his friendship with Guy Gansert became one of the season's most heartwarming highlights. As viewers continue to express their desire to see more of Charles, the possibility of him becoming the next Golden Bachelor seems more realistic with each passing day. Whether or not that happens, one thing is certain: Charles Ling has left an unforgettable mark on The Golden Bachelorette, and fans will be rooting for him wherever life takes him next. What did you think of Charles Ling's exit? Do you think he should be the next Golden Bachelor? Let us know in the comments.